Get lost with another video, and this right here found this, and it's about fentanyl in Vancouver.
Mama put my guns to the ground.
Our government knows what's killing them. Now, I've seen our government address an epidemic before, SARS. They spent multiple millions of dollars to keep us safe from SARS. Any idea how many people died from SARS? I know, 14 people died from SARS. We lost 14 people last week, right?
This is a huge problem. The United States lost 72,000 people to overdose death last year. Canada lost 8,000. All right, these are large numbers of people dying of a preventable death, and it will not be any different in Australia, the United Kingdom, anywhere in the Western world.
It's just, it's inevitable. It is. I mean, this stuff will kill you.
If I wanted to buy fentanyl right now, how easy would that be?
Well, it would pretty much be simple for you to get fentanyl. It'd be impossible for you to get heroin. Because it's all fentanyl now. Even if there is heroin, it's got fentanyl in it.
How far do you reckon we are from a drug dealer?
Feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One drug dealer or a lot?
A lot. A lot. But, you know.
What's your name, buddy?
Sylvester.
And what are you doing hanging out on the street corner here, Sylvester?
Selling fentanyl, you know, trying to get by. I live on the streets, so I got to make a living somehow. I don't want to rob stores or nothing. I've got about 10 years in the pen. This way here, I stay out.
And how's business? Are you selling a lot?
Booming, man. Like, you can never have enough.
So how many people are buying fentanyl from you each day?
100, 150.
Every day?
Every day.
Is the dealing here quite organised? Is there
This
like a
nigga
bit of a
got
kind
paid.
of chain of
Nigga, why you ain't
command?
got a crib?
Different gangs run different alleys. I'm on
He
a
might be
12-hour
lying.
shift.
How do you get that job? Because I don't think they're advertising that in the newspaper, right?
No. It's through connections, mostly coming out of jail.
What's fentanyl done to the community around here?
Destroyed it. I lost like 40 people that I know well close to me in the last 3 years. People never did drugs in their life, picked it up once, dead
From fentanyl?
from fentanyl.
Is it possible any of them got that fentanyl from you?
It's possible.
That bother you?
To an extent, but they're going to get this from somebody, right?
I mean, I guess apart from anything else, it's not great business practice to be killing your customers, right?
No. I don't think anybody wanted anybody to die, but the thing is, heroin, it used to come and it's heroin. This fentanyl, we're making it ourselves. You go online on the dark web, you order an ounce of fentanyl from China. It costs you $350, pay an extra $50, the next day it's delivered right to your door. You take that $400 worth of fentanyl,
Yeah.
and you make 1,000 grams of down.
Yeah.
And you're getting anywhere between 100 and 120 per gram. So do the math.
Jesus. It's like mining diamonds, isn't it?
Yeah. Like gold. You're taking $400 and you're making 100 grand.
But while it's lucrative, illicit street fentanyl is often being cooked by amateur gangsters in their basements. They're making the recipe up as they go along, and the final product is synthetic and wildly inconsistent. Customers here told us that what they buy on the street can be any colour of the rainbow.
That's what, like right now, everybody wants the dark green. They come up and ask you got the dark green? If you don't got it, they shop around.
Why do they want that?
Because that's the highest fentanyl.
But that's also the shit that's killing people, right?
Yep. You're playing Russian roulette.
And people are comfortable to take that risk.
As soon as they know that stuff's dropping people, they're running to you. Who got that green stuff? Because they think they're the ones that can take half of it or a quarter of it or...
And if people are dying from it, then it must be good shit.
If you're over 40 and
If them motherfuckers thinking like that, they dumb as
concerned with
hell,
clogged arteries and
bruh. Man, people need to get a grip.
Last night, this girl just came out of detox, and I knew she just got back. She's all healthy and everything. She sees me, oh, Sylvester, come running up, give me a point. I said, you just got out, didn't you? I just got out 2 hours ago. I said, what do you want a point for? Oh, I'm just going to use a little bit of it and have some for tomorrow. I said, don't use it all because you know your tolerance is. No, I won't. 10 minutes later, the ambulance in the alley, they were working on her. I don't know if she lived or died. I don't know. Ambulance come, please come, I leave.
So how much do you sell it for, and what do people get from it?
$10 for a flap.
Can I see?
That's a $10 flap of fentanyl.
And that's dark green.
Dark green. That's the shit that's dropping people.
Do you know what purity that is?
15% fentanyl. 3% heroin. The rest is baby laxative, sugars.
Is it possible that I'd die if I took that?
Yep. All depends how high your immune system, your tolerance.
I mean, I've never taken fentanyl before.
If you took that, you'd die.
100%.
100%.
And if I bought the same quantity of heroin off you, would I die?
No,
Definitely not.
definitely not.
Would you sell it to me?
If you wanted to
What
buy
they
it,
saying
If I
in
want
the
to buy it,
comments.
like if I give you $10 for that now, you'll sell me that?
yeah. It's your life, bro. You gotta make your own choices, right? And I gotta eat. So. Just like that, man.
The candid way in which Sylvester discusses his day job is conflicting. It's easy to judge him, but the reality is that fentanyl has become normalised in downtown Eastside, and for the homeless community who live here in desperate hardship, it's one of the very few tradable commodities.
Vancouver is a very rich city, surrounded by very rich real estate, and unlike most Canadian cities, Vancouver's decided to ghettoize poverty. As the city gentrifies, people get squished, and it used to be 15 square blocks, now it's down to 6 or 7 square blocks of people, and most of them are in search of some sort of drug from day to day.
So just a block over that way, I just purchased this. Could that be fentanyl?
I think it could be. I mean, it comes in all different shapes and sizes.
Where do you think that ambulance is going to that we can hear behind us?
Probably an overdose. Yeah, it's surprising. It's the first one we've heard because there's multiple overdose calls in this little community per day, and sometimes it's just been horrific. Like it's just been wall to wall ambulances and fire trucks and people lying on the street, and it can look like a war zone.
People are being slaughtered down here at numbers that are just offensive, and nobody gives a fuck.
The war in Iraq and Afghanistan combined.
This is the worst.
Yeah, you're in it.
No, you're in it right now. Like you think Afghanistan's bad.
It's unregulated substance, and we're the ones dying.
Capital of the opioid crisis. This right here was my last $10 and my only $10 that I sold a crowbar and an angle grinder for. I got a coffee and some dope. Yeah, usually you don't eat and you live, breathe, and work for this.
How can you know really what's inside that?
So I guess it's fentanyl. He's also got the powder version there. You never know what you're gonna get. It's a surprise all the time.
So these are both fentanyl, but it almost looks like a different drug.
It does. You never know. It always looks different. It's just one big fuck around. Really is, sorry for the language, but it's food, clothes, shower, drugs. It's constant.
Take a walk on the wild side, shall we?
Why did you call it the wild side, Spike?
There seems to be an idea here that it might be dangerous down here, or it might be, mainstream society is a little bit of intimidated by it or afraid of it, so I said it in jest because It's not the wild side at all. It's just it's a neighborhood of people that are experiencing a lot of pain and dealing with a lot of trauma. And
what kind of pain do people typically go through?
Well, high poverty area. There's all kinds of people survive all kinds of trauma, from early childhood abuse to relationship pain to just people have gone through a lot down here.
Do you think addiction is a disease and is an illness?
Definitely. You know, what starts out as an original choice to use substances to self-medicate from the pain turns into a lifetime of suffering, and I became dependent on using heroin and fentanyl because reality was painful.
Opioids like heroin and fentanyl belong to the same pharmaceutical family as morphine. And like morphine, they were intended for pain relief. Everyone in this self-medicating community has a backstory, and pain, both physical and mental, is all around. Is this person okay?
Well, we'll check right now. I'm sure they're probably breathing, but hey, how are you? I'm fine. Cool. We're filming the wall, but we won't. Okay. Cool. Sorry to come into your space, ma'am. I had an ugly childhood, and so I dabbled. I was running away from things, from an awful lot of pain when I.
That's one thing I have learned about being in the streets. Dope heads is extremely conniving. At the same time, they can be nice.
And when I was a kid and I used narcotics, I cleaned up. In 1997, I cleaned up to raise my child. His mother killed herself, and I was a single dad. I raised my son, and because I owed him a life, and I have an amazing son. He turned out exceptionally well. I'm really proud of the job that I did. And then I had an accident, and it kind of brought me back. I got hit from behind on my bike. I broke my legs, my pelvis, my hip, my ribs, ripped my rotator cuff, crushed both hands, broke my back in 4 places, my skull in 4 places, my face, my nose, my teeth, with a shearing brain hemorrhage. It wasn't a good day in my world.
Can we fix your basement with our new basement?
Y'all believe that?
If I'd have met you down here 10 years ago, what would the difference have been?
No, yeah, you wouldn't have met me. If you would have met me, I'd be apologizing right now. So, completely different.
What would you be apologizing for?
Probably for something that I'd done to you or taken from you. But yeah, I'd inject drugs 30 to 40 times a day. I mean,
Wow.
just the shell of a person that was just.
How much was that costing?
Oh, probably a good $600 a day.
Fentanyl is now sweeping through North America at a horrifying rate. Since it hit the streets, drug overdose has become the leading cause of death for those under 50. You can't find anyone in these alleyways who hasn't lost a loved one. It's scary how commonplace it's become.
Have you lost any friends, Michelle? Through this fentanyl shit?
Oh my God, my brother, I love my brother.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Me too.
How did your brother die, Michelle?
The fentanyl, yeah.
So sorry.
That's the fentanyl truck there. No, I'm kidding.
Perhaps fentanyl's cruelest trick is the Stockholm syndrome it pushes to its victims. The more it devastates this little community, the more people seek solace in its arms. But here in the hardest hit neighborhood, the very people in the midst of its grip are the ones leading the fight back.
Needle Depot. It's peer-led, and we hand out harm reduction supplies for the community.
Peer-led means that the staff that work there use drugs themselves and are part of that community?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's really important that people from the community are the ones leading it. Hey guys.
Hello. Hi, cameras. So double shift. No one showed up for this afternoon, so we're gonna go hit up the East End.
Perfect.
And we got one OD this afternoon, one this morning.
Oh man.
55 needles found and two Narcan kits given us.
That's your first day.
Yeah, first day. Not bad.
That's amazing.
All right.
Thank you so much.
We'll hit it hard. You're welcome.
Well done.
See ya.
And it was this guy's first day?
Yes.
And he saved an overdose already?
Yeah.
Is that pretty common? Would you have an overdose every day like that?
Well, I mean, it depends on where the routes are, but downtown east side, it's pretty common.
Inside this building,
Man,
clean
shit's
injection
sad as
equipment is
hell.
handed to locals through a hole in the wall. The idea is to stop the spread of bloodborne viruses like hepatitis and HIV. It's open 24 hours a day and hands out 1 million syringes a year. So, Corey, how many needles would you give out in a normal shift?
Oh wow. I've gone through, one of these boxes have 500 rigs in it, and one day I went through 4 boxes of rigs. In one shift.
rigs.
Yeah, that was a busy day.
Why is it so important that people around here can get access to those clean needles?
Well, they'll use whatever they need to use. They'll use a dirty rig that they find. That's how people get Hep C and AIDS, right? Those share rigs. They will use toilet water, puddle water, whatever they need to use to get water, right?
And I guess that water's going straight into their bloodstream, and that does not sound great.
Well, can you imagine the diseases in these alleys where people urinate and feces, and this is known as piss alley. Smells like piss, right?
From the back of the building, the staff run a mobile response unit working in shifts to reverse street overdoses.
So for my shift, I have my vest on. I have a 8.8 Narcan ready to go. I have my bike, my helmet, and I always have extra Narcan on me. So in case I come across multiple overdoses, I'll put that right here, right now.
Workers like Jen patrol these alleyways, administering life-saving medical interventions. Their secret weapon is naloxone, the fentanyl antidote, commonly known by its brand name, Narcan.
Fentanyl is an opiate, and what it does is it shuts down your respiratory system. So pretend that this is fentanyl coming in your system, right? So when you shoot someone up with Narcan, it's like a wall goes up, and so the fentanyl hits the wall, it can't keep on going. The more Narcan you put into the system, the bigger that wall gets.
So what you're saying is it's actually quite easy to reverse an overdose?
Yes, it is.
So then, if it's that easy to reverse an overdose, why do we have so many people dying of overdose?
Because people are using by themselves. People are really ashamed about their drug use. You're labeled as a criminal or a junkie or a crackhead. So they use by themselves in dark places, like where people can't see them or can't find them until it's too late.
If you find someone overdosing, how long have you got?
You got 3 minutes, and that depends. I mean, usually it starts off that their lips are blue, and then you only got so much time to react. If you find them their face is purple, it means you're staying on death's door, and if you find their face is black, you have like a slim chance of bringing them back.
So when you do find someone that's OD'd and you're able to turn that around, save their life, how does that feel?
Extremely stressful and traumatic. You remind yourself this is why you do this job. So for myself, personally, in the last 2 years, I responded to 31 drug overdoses. One Friday, we had 103 overdoses. And then a week later, we had 12 people die in the city of Vancouver.
On one day?
In one day.
Between Phoenix and Vancouver? I don't know.
Corey, how does it feel to work in a place like this where you're saving lives every day?
Sure you can.